beautiful girls, great music, and the hardest-hitting, most exciting sport in the world to Huntington Beach, California?
Pro Beach Hockey!
You got that right. Our Pro Beach Hockey fans. We have a great game for you today. We have two of the hottest teams. We've got the growling, vicious Dawg Pac. Versus the hard-pounding, driving beat metal.
Dawg Pac, bow wow, little milk bone coming your way. Little milk bone coming your way, Hammer. 13 hits, I got 12, baby. I'm coming at you today.
This game's sure to be tough, and nobody knows tough better than our own NHL superstar, Marty McSorley. Marty, 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 Marty.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'm here with a real sniper for the heavy metal, Robert Pauline. Now, here's a bit of a different story. Here's a professional hockey player of a bit of a different mold. Robert, tell us about your professional experiences.
Well, after I got done playing college hockey, I accepted to go over to Germany and play. So I ended up playing in Germany for 8 years and 1 year in Austria.
Well, now that you're living in Las Vegas, tell us about some of your hockey experience here in California, in Nevada.
Well, in Southern California and Las Vegas, it's tremendous growth of youth hockey, for roller hockey, and for ice hockey. And I just try to give a little back to the community and help out as much as possible.
So you're good with hockey schools and kids and helping out?
Yeah, with the youth programs as much as possible, and with about 5 or 6 camps in the summertime in Vegas. And it's just exciting to be with young kids.
That's great. Well, Robert, good luck in this game. And now let's see what our talented and beautiful friend Tiffany's up to.
Thanks, Marty. Looks like things are heating up on the court. But that's not the only thing we're going to see today. We have the Untouchables on the Pro Beach Hockey stage. Woo!
An hour ago, yeah. Party till 5 just an hour ago, yeah. Party all night just an hour ago, yeah.
As always, we have the Pro Beach Hockey slamming dancers here. So let's get Chris Madsen and Marty McSorley to get this party started.
Well, Tiffany, say all you want about the Dawg Pac, but I'm afraid that their bark has been far worse than their bite as of late. As we take a look at the standings, you're going to see two clubs playing at opposite ends of the spectrum. Heavy Metal is atop the leaderboard, tied with the Express for first place, 9 points, unbeaten in regulation time. The Dawg Pac is pulling up the rear 2 and 4, but the Dawg Pac does have a bit of a snarl, and it's provided not only by the Hammer, but by a kid out of La Mirada, California.
Mike Gill has really stepped in and played well for this team. He's given them a bit of a boost. They've won 2 of their last 3 games, and he's a big reason for it. He got into a fight, he's gotten goals for them, and he's been playing very, very physical, hard hockey for the Dawg Pac.
And another local kid is doing a fine job defensively for the Heavy Metal.
Rob Chornamud is a player for the Heavy Metal who I've had the pleasure of skating with over the last 3 or 4 years, doing the odd commercial with. This kid loves to play. He's an inline player primarily. He plays great. He's down. Ricky Blester says he's like having a second goaltender on the court.
Pro Beach Hockey on ESPN is sponsored in part by V-Form. V-Form, the mind, body, and soul of roller hockey. It's the closest thing to being on ice. We are back inside the Pro Beach Hockey Bowl in Huntington Beach, California, as we get set for this draw between Heavy Metal in their home whites and the Dawg Pac in their road blues.
The Dawg Pac need a big start to this game. The last time these two teams squared off, the Dawg Pac never had the lead. Heavy Metal never trailed that game. Dawg Pac need a big start.
Dawg Pac, a very streaky club this PBH season. They started off with 3 consecutive losses. As many losses as they suffered all of last season. And then they went on to win 2 straight games. They've since lost another.
Ricky Sylvester taking a real run at a player there, letting everybody know they're not going to take a stone.
James Fuji, tested and solved by your pregame guest, Robbie Pauline.
Robbie Pauline with a great set of hands. My brother's looking to pick this guy up and take him to Europe with him. He says this guy can flat out play. Robert Pauline with a spin around, great control of your edges. It's tough to turn and spin on these wheels. He turns and just jams it home.
Robbie Pauline with his team-leading 8th goal and 14th point of the year. And Heavy Metal bounces out to a 1-0 lead. That's been the problem with the Dawg Pac. In the 2 games they've won, they've scored the first goal. In every game they've lost, they've given up the first.
Did you see the Hammer give Peter Dale a real shot? Knocked him right on his keister. He's looking to slow this kid down.
Well, I'll tell you, the hitting has been fast and furious. We're not even a minute into this one. Oh, 4-car pileup along the far boards.
Peter Dale trying to stand up for him, but he's in amongst the trees right now. He's looking up in a big way.
Free drop for Heavy Metal. Unbeaten in regulation time in this tournament. They have suffered a shootout loss. That loss was handed down by the Gargoyles, 7-6.
Well, the Dawg Pac have been doing their scouting. They know this Heavy Metal team can fly. They've got some real snipers over there. They've tried to slow them down at the start, especially Heavy Metal jumped off to a lead. Dawg Pac's not going to go away quietly.
Heavy Metal, though, gets a big booster shot with the return of Chad Siebel to the lineup.
Chad Siebel's a real feisty player. He's over there bugging me in the interview before the game. He's a feisty little guy, kind of in the mold of a Steve Chelios.
Chad Siebel back on defense. He's got a beat on Gord Schmidt. The man with the ball is Chris Nelson as Peter Dale picks him up and drives him all the way back inside his own.
Well, Chris Nelson, when the Dawg Pac wins, it's because Chris Nelson is on the offensive side. When he's back in his own defensive zone, they're not getting enough scoring. They can't rely on the Hammer and those guys to get enough goals. Chris Nelson has to lead the attack. And I shouldn't probably say this, but Chris Nelson plays better against the smaller teams. He's not quite big enough to match up with the real big guys, and Heavy Metal's not a big team.
Despite the fact that Nelson stands 6'3", 210.
Well,
I know.
Going from experience.
Well, back the other way they come, and Nelson just glides aside as the blast from Pauline rattles the glass. So you get the scouting report on Chris Nelson and the Dawg Pac. They're trailing already 1-0 with 3 minutes gone here in the opening half. Rising shot, boomerangs out front, and Ricky Plester comes up a little bit lame. Oh, my! What a hip check, doled out by Lonnie McDermott, and Ricky Sylvester was sent for a loop.
Ricky Sylvester, if you remember, right at the start of the game, took a real run at a player. Lonnie McDermott, give it back to him. You've got to be careful when you hit like that. When you hit below the waist like that, guys will blow out knees, blow out ankles as the ball comes right into our booth and almost hits my buddy Chris Madsen.
But not before, Mr. Sylvester. Your estimated time of departure is right now on ESPN.
It's time.
Oh boy, turnover in the neutral zone. Heavy Metal on the give and go, looking for an opportunity, and Christensen says, take that.
He lowered the boom.
Oliver David had his head down, and Chris Nelson hopped into the play, and he just dropped him.
Now, I alluded to early that Chris Nelson, I don't think, really enjoys playing against the real big guys. I'm going to call it like I see it. The last game that they played against the Web Warriors, they lost 10-3. Chris Nelson was silent. The game before that, he had 4 points and led the team in scoring. Now, this is a smaller team. He's throwing his weight around. I hope he proves me wrong over the course of the season.
Point well taken. That 4-point effort came against the Express in a 7-4 triumph. Certainly one of the smaller teams in this PBH tournament. Is once again gliding over to make the save was James Fuji.
Now here we get the hit by Chris Nelson. Charles Graf picking up the ball, head down, not ready for it. Chris Nelson stepping up on the defensive side and laying the shoulder into him. Charles Graf's going down the middle of court. You better keep your head up.
Oh, bit of a dive, and no way are these veteran officials going to buy into that. Back the other way, slap shot taken. Mike Power, and nonchalantly playing it aside is goaltender Ricky Plester.
Robert Pauline wisely putting his helmet back on. There's a lot of hitting out here. You don't want to be skating around without a lid on.
Absolutely not. As Chad Siebel drives to the inside of the floor, wires a wrist shot off the top of the glass. And Chris Nelson, with 2 men in tow, moves up court, fakes a shot, drives to the outside, running out of real estate to left to try to use the boomerang pass to work the ball out front. And Rob Chorneman saw the play. It was telegraphed, and he intercepts the loose ball.
Heavy Metal with a great line change, getting Peter Dale out, giving him the ball on the go, and getting an opportunity to score. Chasing down his own rebound, he is sharp, and he's on the ball today.
Peter wraps up his man along the near wing, cuts away from the pack, drives in, and his backhand shot was blocked down by James Fuji.
Some coaches think that if you get a player that goes out at the start of the game, mixes it up, as Peter Dale did at the start of the game with the big guys, you know he's ready to play. You get him out there, get him going, get your team going. Peter Dale now really fired up and flying.
Peter Dale, spectacular solo effort. Testing James Fuji as the Heavy Metal persists inside Dawg Pac territory. Oh, that one caught the far pipe and rolled all the way free to the far boards. It was from an impossible angle, and Tim Hannon was just looking for a prayer of a shot and almost bought one. Oh, my! Peter Dale just drove Mike Gillett flush off his skates.
I'm telling you, there was a stat earlier, and people couldn't believe that Peter Dale was leading this league in hits. I'm telling you, this guy could flat out hit, and the reason is because he's such a good skater. He gets there early when a player doesn't have a chance to get set for it, lower his shoulder. Peter Dale catches him when he's not expecting it and fires him to the turf. He's got the tremendous low center of gravity, and Peter Dale continues to rack up the hit count. As we pause for a moment, 6:22 and ticking here in the opening half. 1-0 Heavy Metal on ESPN. Just about 10 minutes gone in this opening half. Players flailing all over the ice court. Loose ball in the corner. Played ahead, but not out of harm's way as it's collected at midcourt by Mike Power. These teams are chippy right now. 2-point goal, and just like that, the Dawg Pac snag a lead. Well, they're getting rewarded for being so physical. They're finishing teams. The Heavy Metal are going to have to keep up with the physics. Here we got a shot from a long ways out that beats Ricky Plester. I'm not sure if Ricky Plester might be hurting a little bit right now. As you said earlier, he was limping a little bit in the net. He was fully extended at about the 3-minute mark of this game on a shot that went wide by Chris Nelson. It was evident he came up hobbling just a bit. And that one, low to that right leg side, beat him from mid-court. Just about 87 feet away. Now, you know that Ricky Plester's not going to say anything if he is hurt. He's going to stay in the game and battle. As we say, there's only one goaltender in these teams right now. You don't want to force one of the other players to put the pads on. And Ricky Plester's a tough guy. If you've seen some of our earlier games, Ricky Plester got nailed in the face and cut above the nose and went, fixed the mask, and jumped back in the net. And it happened in the opening half minute of the game. Went the distance and goal, and Heavy Metal prevailed in that one. The ball is brought back out by the Dawg Pac. 2-on-2, Gillett hooked from behind, held from behind by Siebel. Turnaround shot is blocked down at the defense. Mike Power's 5th goal in 5 games, his first 2-point goal ever. As back to get it, Gord Schmidt will send across. Nelson waiting, shooting, and Plester got the blocker on that one. 2-1 Dawg Pac down to the final 3:45 of the opening half. There's Peter Dale with another hit. Mike Gillett came in and trying to slow Peter Dale down, whispering in his ear very nonchalantly, saying, we don't want any more of you running around. I'm going to take care of business if you keep messing things up out here. Up court, Rob Chorneman had his hands full. Robbie Harmer will step on. Chorneman will take a seat. Ricky Sylvester on in his stead as the ball is delivered the length of the court. And scooting down to track it down is Gord Schmidt behind the Dawg Pac. You know, the Dawg Pac started out slow in the season, And here we've got a chance by Oliver David coming in, losing the handle on it. The Dawg Pac starting out slow in the season, going to an 0-3 slump right at the start, but they have played very, very well. One of the top teams, I'd say, over the last 4 or 5 games.
They've won 2 of their last 3 as Chris Nelson catches up to a loose ball at midcourt. Nifty in and out move on Oliver David to shed him. There's a long shot taken by Lonnie McDermott. Plays to the back wall. McDermott on the follow-up. Look out here. Harmer bidding from close range. And Ricky Plester got the blocker on it.
He certainly looked well there, didn't he?
Certainly did as Plester pops back into position. Harmer sets up the screen. Pass down low. Quick shot. They score! Plester never saw that one as Mike Power scores his second of the game.
Well, Hammer's asking for the goal, but we know it never touched him. But he had his butt in the face of Ricky Plester. Ricky Plester trying to look traffic, couldn't find it. The shot eludes him. Mike Power buries it in the bottom corner. That's one of the few balls that seems to find its way through. Most of those balls that come in that scored off of a scrum generally end up high. Ricky Plester losing that one going into the bottom corner.
Let's catch up with Tiffany somewhere around the PBH Bowl.
Hey, you guys, is this game tough enough for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, what's the best part?
It's a lot more exciting than watching the Ducks and a lot cheaper as well, so can't beat it out here,
Well,
man.
that's for sure.
Can't beat it.
Well, stick with us. We have more to come.
The store is now closing. Please make your final selections. Thank you.
I know I'm an old friend. I'll get off
Available first at foot action.
Now, beach hop. Hitting is part of the game, but not on the ramps. You may be penalized. Go beach hop.
Chris Nelson riding the hanging V. Minute 45 to go in this opening half. Dawg Pac fell behind 1-0. They battled back with a pair of unanswered goals off the stick of Mike Power. Tim Hannon, the finishing bump. Wrist shot by Nelson. Karams over top of the short boards up into the crowd.
Mike Jorgensen with a nice move coming in, a little in and out, little in and out. The defenseman not buying it, shutting him down. But Mike Jorgensen looking more and more comfortable as the season goes on.
Fresh ball on the floor. Dale driving towards Mike Fuji. Picks up the loose ball, rattles a backhander in on goal. And Fuji with a fine glove aim.
Peter Dale, I think, is picking up a penalty right now. He hit from behind. Actually, he had Chris Nelson, who's going to have a penalty shot here. Hit him from behind on the ramp, which is a penalty. You can't make body contact on the ramp. Peter Dale being very, very feisty out here, taking his lumps and giving it, but a little too feisty right there. Now we've got a penalty shot by the leading scorer of the Dawg Pac, Ricky Plester. Let's find out how healthy he is right now.
Nelson has one of the 2 Dawg Pac penalty shot goals. The other belongs to Jason Greshik. Here he comes, moving in on goal. He winds, he shoots, he scores. Chris Nelson extends the Dawg Pac lead to 4-1, and he puts on a show.
Would I call that a what?
That's a big goal here for the Dawg Pac. Chris Nelson coming in, taking the ball, taking the slap shot up over Ricky Plester. I think Ricky Plester thought it was going to be a fake and a deke to the left side for Chris to Ricky Plester's right, and instead he went back upstairs right over the glove.
A little bit of the steam has been taken out of heavy metal here in the opening half. This is a club that is used to building huge leads by halftime and basically cruising from there on out. 4-1 Dawg Pac, down to the final 10 seconds. Gord Schmidt hustles to the loose ball, sends the roulette wheel pass all the way back out to midcourt. Last gasp here as it's collected by Lonnie McDermott. The ball sails over top of the short boards, and that'll do it, Marty. 4-1 Dawg Pac.
Dawg Pac are playing great, very physical coming into this game, pushing the heavy metal off the ball and taking the early lead.
It's time for your heartburn to kick in because your heart
ESPN is sponsored in part by V-Form. V-Form, the mind, body, and soul of roller hockey. It's the closest thing to being on ice.
Everything you got! Everything! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Oh, you caught me. I'm grabbing some snacks at Zach's Pier Plaza. Why get a bite to eat? Why don't you check out the Untouchables on stage?
How bad you feel, you're living hard, still you smile, it will be alright,
Hi. At Snapple, we know the pressures facing young fruit today. How easy it is to go bad, start hanging with the bad crowd, mixing with preservatives. That's why here at Snapple, a place where good fruit can come to get even better, to learn skills, to interact with other fruit they would never meet on the outside. Snapple and fruit, making the best of it together. The best stuff is in here.
There's a new rock star in town.
PlayStation. By the year 2000, 10 million kids will end up on the streets and in the back alleys of our nation's cities, wandering from spot to spot, searching for a place or a trick. Vans on the streets in '66.
Good job!
getting written up. Oh, boy. Anyways, let's go back to Marty courtside.
Out of sight, Tiffany. I'm here with Chad Siebel, one of the members of the heavy metal. Now, you guys are first place overall in the standings, playing the last place team. They came out. Are you guys big enough to stand up to these guys?
Oh, we're big enough. I don't know if we're dumb enough. You know, these guys are just a bunch of idiots running around with their sticks hanging out like they got all the rights in the world, and the refs are going to give it to them. We play by the rules, but hell, you know, if they want to do this, we're going to come out harder.
Well, now you guys are down 4-1. What are you going to have to do to get on the board here and mount your attack in the second half?
Well, I think we got to stick to our game plan. These guys are trying to get us off it by, you know, showing us how tough they are. But if they want to play that role, that's fine. We're going to get a lot more shots on net. We're going to come at them hard and win the game.
Oh, perfect. Now let's go back up to my sidekick, Chris.
All right, thanks, Marty. You know, close games, nothing new between these two clubs. In fact, the last time they met, it was the Dawg Pac who were felled 9-8. But the celebration is on in Thunder Bay, Ontario, because Mike Power has powered his club to a 4-1 lead. Checking out the stats, the hits are dead even at 7 apiece. Huntington Beach, California. Spectacular day here in Southern California. Good shot of the PBH Bowl as well. 174 feet in length. It's just about 12 feet narrower in width than a regulation rink, and these boys are bringing it on in a hurry here this afternoon as Heavy Metal wants to set the tone here in the second half.
Oliver David with a great attack at the net, trying to get Heavy Metal back into this game early. These guys can fly for Heavy Metal. They need their snipers going.
Back inside the zone it rolls, and there to retrieve and send on the heart around for the Dawg Pac was Jason Greshik. Chris Nelson, he has a free shot goal already in this game. He'll just lay it in behind Ricky Plester, and as Plester watches the play develop to his right, the ball is delivered back out to midcourt. Did you buy what Chad Siebel was trying to sell you there at the half?
Well, basically he's saying he doesn't like the way that they're playing. They're playing physical, they're playing dumb, they're running around, but it is working. They're winning 4-1. He's asking for more penalties, but sometimes you're not going to get a stand for penalties. You have to make things happen.
Oh, what about this opportunity? Jason Gressik's shot blocked down as that low slap shot taken by Mike Power sails wide of its mark. Power drives to the net. Loose ball, Greshik. He'll just volley it high in the air off the VIP tent and up into the crowd.
We immediately grab a new ball, drop it in the drop zone, and start to play again. No delay here whatsoever.
Free out, Siebel makes contact with Peter Dale, trying to redirect it in the direction of James Fuji, but redirected that shot wide. Ball is collected by Chad Siebel inside Dawg Pac territory. And as there's a three-car pileup on the wing, add a fourth.
There's Peter Dale in the middle of everything again with Chad Siebel. Two of the guys for the Heavy Metal stand up for their team, force a turnover, and immediately we've got a goal. Tim Hannon, the proud recipient of a lot of muck from Peter Dale.
Just like that, it's anybody's game.
Here we've got the jam up on the boards. Chad Siebel comes out of it, feeds Tim Hannon, who steps in and fires it up over the glove. Great shot by Tim Hannon. As you can see there, Chad Siebel mucking it up, taking the hit, making the pass. The defenseman backing up a little bit. Tim Hannon using him for a screen and firing it up in the top shelf.
Spectacular goal by Tim Hannon, using that defenseman as the screen. And so now it's a 4-2 game, and here comes a two-point blast by Hannon, and Tim Hannon has lit the lamp twice in a matter of seconds. We're all knotted up.
The Dawg Pac a little bit fragile. They get that goal against them. Immediately they're on their heels, and the Heavy Metal's #1 team, bunch of snipers. They're unload from outside, up over the shoulder. Here we've got goaltender out a long ways, cutting his. That's a very nice shot. It's really hard to score on the blocker's side. There's so much more padding. Goaltenders seem to favor that side. Give a guy a glove so they can make the big glove save, but he did sneak it in there.
Spectacular start to the second half. Nice little give and go. Greshik accepting the feed cleanly from Mike Jorgensen and caromed one off the base of the net. Fuji, turnover. Heavy Metal riding the rail. Hannon bidding for his third of the half. Moves in on goal. Fuji makes the save.
James Fuji needing to slow down the Heavy Metal attack. The Heavy Metal are flying right now. The Dawg Pac needs to get the game going again, get fired up, get back on the offensive side. You sit on your heels against this Heavy Metal team, you're going to get burned.
Back the other way it comes. Looking for an option. Chopped down to the floor was Mike Jorgensen. Loose ball taken away and batted ahead. Charles to Robert Pauline. Back to Graff. His backhand shot. He scores! Or did he? No! Jeff Lilly says the net was dislodged.
Charles Graff with a great play there, beating his man off the court, out-hustling him, pass a little bit behind him, staying with it. I don't know, that might have been a goal. I mean, he was going so hard to the net, he pulled it off its moorings.
Back to the action,
get rewarded.
Robert Pauline says, take that. And Heavy Metal has their first lead of the game since they led 1-0.
Heavy Metal explosive right now. Man, are they flying. Robert Pauline picking up the rebound. Stutter step across the crease. James Fuji couldn't keep up with him. Very, very calm with the ball.
It's a heck of a time to call a timeout. That's exactly what the Dawg Pac have done here on ESPN.
Right now, TCI Cable brings you Showtime for movies that will blow you away. Deep Impact. Hold on tight for huge Hollywood hits you can't see anywhere else. Godzilla. Jim Carrey in The Truman Show. Great entertainment from television's boldest risk taker. Snake Eyes. The Mask of Zorro. Order now and get a Showtime cooler backpack absolutely free. Call TCI Cable for Showtime now.
Hollywood, California. Madonna meets Quentin for breakfast. Power smoothies are served. Tom Cruise's Benz is detailed using a toothbrush. A studio head is fired. A new one is hired. Spielberg makes another $10 million. Brad Pitt wakes up. This year's Oscar-winning screenplay is written. This year's box office bomb shooting. 7 p.m. E! News Daily hits the air to tell you all about it. E! News Daily, Hollywood's newsroom.
ESPN Sports Century's 50 Greatest Athletes. The sky hook was his signature, and it propelled him to 3 consecutive NCAA championships, 6 NBA titles, and 6 MVP awards. He was outspoken, controversial, unconventional, and virtually unstoppable. Continuing our countdown to number 1, Sports Century athlete number 26, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Friday at 10:30 on ESPN. Presented by General Motors.
Beach hockey. The 2-point goal, shoot outside the pink line, dome zone, score double. A chance for a comeback or to put a team away.
Here we've got Robert Pauline's goal. Oliver David fighting for the ball, feeds it. Robert Pauline picks it up, nonchalantly steps all the way across the crease. No chance whatsoever. The Dawg Pac have to get back, help out their goaltender, get the ball back to before they can ever want to start their offense.
You're telling me, Heavy Metal Rocks, they have rocked James Fuji's world a few times already here in the half. Meanwhile, Ricky Plester, he could still be on break right now if he wanted to be.
Ricky Plester hasn't had a shot in the half. This Heavy Metal team's on fire right now.
Oh, that took a bite out of Mike Power, and the loose ball is jammed home for a 1-point goal by Oliver David. Mike Power's hurt.
Mike Power reached up and blocked that with his hand. This ball, it really, really stings. As you can see, a hard shot from the red line by Chad Siebel. Off the hand of Mike Power. He immediately turns to head to the bench. Oliver David says, thank you very much. I'll take that. Quick backhand in behind James Fuji.
Oliver David gets his first goal of the game. His 4th goal of the series is tied for the team lead in total points, along with Robert Pauline, who has a pair of goals here today.
You know, Chris, a lot of times I've told my defense partner, don't knock pucks down in the middle of your own zone. If you knock the puck down in the middle of the zone, all you're doing is creating the puck to lay there in a very dangerous area. If it's a high shot or if it's an errant pass, let it go on into the corner. Let it go into a no-trouble zone like the corner in behind the net.
That's exactly what happened to Mike Power and the Dawg Pac, who trail now 6-4. 5 unanswered points for the Dawg Pac here to start the second half, and we're barely 4.5 minutes deep. Hard off the near boards, hit referee Jeff Lilly. Fortuitous bounce for the Dawg Pac. Back the other way they come. Head Manning, Lonnie McDermott, turnaround shot, and Plester faces his first shot, and it comes almost 5-minute second half.
Don't you get the feeling from Ricky Plester that he wishes he was having more action? Some goaltenders don't want shots. They're happy when their team keeps everybody away. Ricky Plester looks forward to the action.
Along the back wall, Chornamud with it for Heavy Metal as the Dawg Pac will make a line change. Fortunately for them, it appears as though Mike Power will not miss any further action. He's waiting for the next line change. He's up on the bench as the players pile up along the far boards. Question now is, who's going to get the free drop?
If we look, Heavy Metal has scored on 4 of their last 6 shots. James Fuji can't be blamed for that. When the Heavy Metal are playing well, they're moving the ball through the crease. They're getting tap-ins from in and around the net, dragging the goaltender out of position. Dawg Pac have to get back, force Heavy Metal to take longer-range shots.
Heavy Metal, 3 points from Tim Hannon, 2 points from Robert Pauline, a point from Oliver David. It's been a spectacular second half for Heavy Metal, who leads the overall standings. 9 points. Trying to add to that here is Gillen Strange to catch up on the play. Around to check. Moving in on goal. Graf to David. Swing and a miss.
Oh, Graf, what a great pickup. Picked the ball up off his back skate. Stepped around the player, very nonchalant, came in, hesitated with the play, tried to step in around the goalie, one of the Dawg Pac after coming back, and just knocked the net off his mooring just to give his team a break. Nice little move, little hesitation, 2 cracks at it. James Fuji doesn't know where the ball is. Net being knocked out the mooring, penalty shot.
Delay of game. Mike Power shot blocked down by the goaltender. And as the net is dislodged once again, they'll reset the ball outside of the Dawg Pac zone. Here comes the hammer. Inside the Metal territory. Along the right wing boards. Hammer watches as a player glides past him and volleys ahead to Ricky Sylvester. Sylvester, 2-point range shot. Didn't get all of it. Rolls high along the hanging V. Player in the high slot is Robbie Pauline. He wants the pass, could not get one, as the Dawg Pac will take over and turn back the other way. In his own zone, Gord Schmidt. Dawg Pac was staked to a 4-1 lead at the half. Mike Power with a 2-pointer and a single-point marker as that shot by Pauline Karams off the shaft of the stick of Mike Gillen.
If you notice a player like Robert Pauline just sitting in what we call poaching. A goal scorer will poach into a dangerous zone looking for an errant pass. They're quick enough to jump, intercept passes, and get that shot off quickly.
Along the near boards, they're mucking it up. 3 men along the wing. Being out, Siebel with the terrific one-time pass to Pauline. Pauline again. Boy, he's got a knack, doesn't he, Pauline, to getting into wide open areas like you were talking about?
The ball seems to follow him around.
And there it is again, Pauline, trying to work it in down low. And Robert Pauline putting on a tremendous display of his talents here in this game.
Good hockey players know where to go for passes. They seem to find the holes. A lot of times when you're playing with great players, you dump the puck when you don't have time into an errant hole. One of your good snipers is going to be sitting in there waiting for something to happen.
Oh, that one's tucked beneath the left leg pad of goaltender James Fuji. And as we pause here for a moment, let's go to Tiffany for another lighthearted moment.
Thanks, Chris. This place is called Surf City, USA. For good reason. Everywhere you look, there's surf for dudes, surf for chicks, surfboards, and surf. I kind of like this place.
ESPN The Magazine presents Ivan Rodriguez and Dan Patrick.
You're going to have to hide those. They're stealing the signs.
The signs?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay? Sports' greatest stars turn to Dan Patrick for insights that really help their game. In return, they tell Dan amazing stuff for his ESPN The Magazine interviews.
You ever get tired of squatting?
In September, yes.
Call now for ESPN The Magazine and get this navy blue windbreaker absolutely free.
When's the last time you sang the Puerto Rican national anthem?
I'm not a good singer.
Get 26 issues, a year's worth for just $1 an issue. 66% off the newsstand price. And remember, you'll get this water-resistant windbreaker with a zip front pocket and embroidered ESPN the magazine logo free.
Camera always picks this up when you gotta learn. Project. That's warning track power with seeds.
Call now for ESPN the magazine and your free windbreaker.
Yo, let's take it back to the old school, yo. 1, 2, 1, 2, old school. Ha. Take it back. Nah. Let's go back. Even with old school.
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic.
Down to 5:45 to play in the second half. Stepping up, Jason Gresham. Give and go dish, slap shot taken by Nelson. Is steered aside by Plester. Long shot, and Plester leaning one way, the shot went the other.
Chris Nelson to shoot every opportunity he can. He is the leading scorer for this Dawg Pac team. They need him to score. They're not getting much from the other players right now. He needs to lead them.
Well, Chad Siebel said at the half, if they want to hit, we'll hit. And moments ago, he just lowered the boom on Mike Jorgensen.
Peter Dale, boy, can he come across and hit. There's a quick goal by Heavy Metal. They're on fire.
Oh, boy. What a half this has been for Tim Hannon.
Tim Hannon is shooting the ball. He's having fun out here right now, and that ball was top shelf and labeled. James Fuji not even having time to come out and cut his angle off. That ball didn't have a chance to dip or move. It had eyes.
Tim Hannon now tied for his team's lead in 2-point goals with 3 alongside Oliver David. So Tim Hannon having a career day here in Huntington Beach, California. And Heavy Metal has blown open an 8-4 lead over the... Well, last year, it was all Dawg Pac. Everybody else was just a guest during the regular season. They finished at 7-3 with 95 goals for, 63 against. This year, Heavy Metal, who didn't even qualify for the 14th playoff series last year here in Huntington Beach, they are the team to beat as Plester again looks strong in goal.
He's very, very sharp today, and he wants to stand up for his team. It's very hard sometimes when you're a goaltender not getting a lot of action. So the saves you make, you have to be ready for. A lot of times goalies will say it's not the 50 save games that are hard, it's the ones where you have 15 to make.
Well, he stopped every one of them thus far here in the second half, and he didn't see much action in the first 5 minutes or so of these final 15 minutes of play, as a pass down low is picked off by Robbie Harmer, who hustled back into position. Oliver David's pass eludes the grasp of Mike Gillen. And as Robbie Pauline gears up in midcourt, he's got 2 already. Dishes over Charles Graham down low, punched in by Ricky Sylvester.
What a great play by Robert Pauline to start that. Robert Pauline drags the Dawg Pac back up towards his own zone, hesitates and waits, throws that ball ahead for Charles Graf to skate into it, forcing Charles Graf to get on his horse and get moving, dumping that ball across the crease for not an easy tap in, a nice 5-hole redirection, and the Heavy Metal continue to pour this on.
Heavy Metal could be on their way to eclipsing as many victories as they had a year ago. Last year in the 10-game regular season, they were 4-5-1. Came into this one 4-0-1. Heavy Metal has scored on 6 of their 11 shots thus far in the second half. Here comes another.
But James Fuji had much of a chance on these. When you get these passes through the crease, it's so tough for goaltenders. And there's Peter Dale again throwing his body around.
Chris Nelson gives him that look over the shoulder like, apparently you don't know who I am. But Dale doesn't care. He's hitting everything in a blue sweater. But moments ago, Mike Jorgensen pots a goal, and for the first time here in the second half, the Dawg Pac has heard from.
That was a nice shot by Mike Jorgensen. We said earlier he's looking a little more comfortable out here. They need scoring from throughout their lineup. Mike Jorgensen comes in, puts it over Ricky Plester's shoulder. Like we said, Ricky Plester, not a lot of action, but getting screened on that one, not having a chance to see through his defenseman.
About survival. Gotta push. Gotta react.
Come on, react.
Gotta make it happen.
That's right, make it happen.
Never quit.
Don't quit.
Find a difference.
So Paul Doherty had the corner kick and whipped a good ball into Roy Wegley, who whipped it right back in and rose like a young salmon and snapped one under the corner. I'm Steve Ralston. Have you seen me?
See him Thursday at 8 on ESPN.
Pro Beach Hockey on ESPN is sponsored in part by V-Form. V-Form, the mind, body, and soul of roller hockey. It's the closest thing to being on ice. And by PlayStation, official sponsor of Pro Beach Hockey. Live in your world, play in ours. Along with Marty McSorley, I'm Chris Mattson, welcoming you back. It's been a tough afternoon for James Fuji in goal of the Dawg Pac. He was leading 4-1 at the half.
Boy, he can't seem to shut the door to the doghouse right now. Everything's going in for him, and they're tough shots for him to try to make a save on. The Heavy Metal having their way offensively.
Ball is sent up the court. Biting is rightfully so. Oliver David will look for the give-and-go pass in the near corner. Gillen bumps him on the wall. Loose ball played ahead as it's lobbed into the far corner. Again, Oliver David will take the body as the Dawg Pac picks up the loose ball on the wing. Gillen out high. Power poke checked aside. And here comes Heavy Metal's Robert Pauline. He winds, he fakes, he shoots. And he had the goaltender leaning.
That's a great play by Robert Pauline. Knowing the goalies now are starting to come out and really cut the angles off. Fakes the shot, keeps his feet moving, tries to get a better angle on the net with the goalie already exposed, moving out on the angle.
Mike Gillen had his stick lifted at the last possible moment, and that allowed Heavy Metal's Robert Pauline to pick up a loose ball and scoot back the other way. Broken up, Power moves in. Looking for an option, finds one on the wing, but it just escaped the grasp of Gorge.
The Dawg Pac playing very hard individually, but not playing that well together. Meanwhile, the Heavy Metal are moving the ball around very, very well, setting each other up for great goals.
45 seconds left in this one. Barring a major comeback in the final moments, the Dawg Pac will remain entrenched in the cellar in the PBH standings. And it's because of efforts like that that Heavy Metal and Ricky Plester sit atop the division.
Ricky Plester seemed like he looked forward to that shot, knocking out the rebound and almost daring them to shoot it again.
30 seconds remain in this game. Heavy Metal, half a minute away from going 5-0-1 in this 10-game regular season.
There's James Fuji just firing the ball up in the stands, almost saying enough is enough, fellas.
In the corner, Nelson takes a light bump from behind from Chad Siebel. Ball is sent out to midcourt. Right back in it comes.
Did you see Peter Dale? They're winning by a wide margin right now. He doesn't care. He runs, guys. Sticks go in the stands. He's still fired up. Grabs the stick off the bench. And Chad Siebel, chippy as well. These guys are leading this game, but not taking the lead and running. They're finishing everything.
Heavy Metal has defeated the Dawg Pac in convincing fashion. And Chris Nelson can't believe it. His club is nowhere near the playoff race right now. Heavy Metal put the medal to the Dawg Pac, out shooting them 11-4 and scoring 6 unanswered goals en route to the victory here today. They now sit atop the PBH standings. Not so for the Dawg Pac. Marty McSorley standing by with more.
Thank you, Chris. I'm not here with the MVP of the game. I'm here with a guy who did work incredibly hard today, but he's playing for the Dawg Pac, who last year went to the championship game, right now having a lot of troubles. You talk to me about the troubles and what's going on in the Dawg Pac.
I don't know. We need to make some adjustments. You know, we got the talent out there. We came out there the first half. We were banging. We were hanging with these guys, and we had just a little bit of a breakdown there. They popped in 5 quick ones, and they took it away. And that's the nature of this game. It's a quick game. You got to stay on it. Full go 100%. You can't let down at all. And that's what happened. We let down for a little bit out there today.
Do you guys have the confidence in your goaltending? Do you have the confidence in your goal scoring? Are you going to look for any kind of changes or trades?
Obviously, those are 2 areas that we need to work on. You know, we've gone through 3 different goalies. You know, Fuji, he was in nets for us last couple games. He's been doing a great job. I don't know what happened today. I think we need to help him out a little bit more. He's young. But goal scoring-wise, we got the talent. It's out there. We just got to do it. We just got to execute it, and we got to get after it. That's what the problem is. We're just not giving 100% out there.
Well, thank you, Hammer. Get them going. We look forward to seeing the Dawg Pac on fire. Now, let's go back to our talented host, Tiffany.
Another great job as usual. I had a wonderful day at the beach, and thanks for joining us. The next game will be featuring the all-American superheroes, the Express.